is like a professional recording session, man. Like we're...
Oh, this is beyond professional.
This is beyond professional. Yes.
I mean, we've been doing this for a few years now. We're at the point where it's something. Welcome back to Beer Brackets, everybody. And today we are reviewing a fantastically rare, well, not so much, but actually rare where I'm from. It's very, very hard to find. We found this at Total Wine down here in the great state of Florida from the Moortgat. Am I saying that correctly? The Moortgat Brewery. Yeah, in Belgium. Duvel 666. If you've been keeping track of Beer Brackets and following Beer Brackets lore, I drank this beer in our second ever Halloween episode. Or no, the third, in the third ever Halloween episode. Oh my God, I'm getting all mixed up with the different Halloweens. And also we did a review of the regular Duvel. That was like old school Beer Brackets in our first year ever in existence. You can go back and watch that review. If you want a little bit more of a background of the Moortgat Brewery, you can... I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but
sounds right to me.
It sounds like something. It sounds like a thing, so I'm going to go with it. But if you want a little bit of a background on that brewery, go back and check out the base level original Duvel review. There'll of course be a link down below in the description, just for your own convenience, so you can go check it out. But this, buddy, I'm so excited to get to try this with you because I tried this on my own. Obviously, at the time, it was fantastic. I loved it. A Belgian blonde ale coming in at a solid 6.66% ABV, which is where that 666 comes from. Well, one of the places that 666 comes from. It also comes from the 6 hop varieties that are used to brew this beer. You see that down there? The dance of the 6 hop devils?
There they are. I see them.
And it's recommended. It's recommended by Duvel to go do a circular hop dance prior to drinking the beer.
Prior or after? Because we didn't do it prior, but we can definitely do it after. Just go in the backyard, lit the fire, and
Definitely after. It also recommends pairing with buttery cheeses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The Havarti, buttercase.
Yeah, no, that would
Or
work.
just butter.
Or Philadelphia cream cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? Any kind of spreadable cheese. Right? Pairs with perfectly. So I am beyond excited to try this. This is, of course, it's slightly lower in ABV than the standard Duvel, which I believe is in the 8s, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember exactly, but it's 8.
I think you might be right.
All right, but I'm excited. I'm really excited for you to try this one because this is a really delicious beer. It's amazing.
I'm excited, my friend.
Yes.
Let you do the honors. Of course. And then we'll place here the cap.
You can start.
Oh, yes.
Take a whiff.
Ooh. This is about to explode.
That was the slowest explosion.
It
It took its time. We're doing the hop dance.
We have to leave some for the...
Yeah, we did. Let's not make that mistake again.
Yeah, we got to be careful.
We've already made that mistake once tonight.
Leave some for the mouthfeel refresh.
And it was me. I made that mistake. I'm saying we, but it was me.
No, well, I would have done the same. Like I would...
Cheers,
It's
buddy.
excitement.
Aroma cheers.
Aroma cheers. Oh, yes.
This nice, right? Look at the body on this beer, too. It's like so... My finger in the way? I can't tell. Yeah, I guess so.
So it's got like this citrus, like caramelized orange peel and lime character to it. But then it has like these deep yeasty notes that are like just underlying everything.
Yeah, very deep.
And then you have deep yeast. Like if you ever made like, I don't know you have, but for people at home, like if you ever made bread or pizza dough of any sort, when you mix the yeast with the water, like you have that like specific, like very...
I'm honored. I've used that analogy before. I think it's sunk into your beer subconscious.
It probably has. See? That's the specific
That's what you
character.
get. Yeah, it's like freshly activated yeast.
Then there's this malt character that is very bright, though. Like it's not like rich, like a if you think about like bread, like the bread crust, like this is more like the center part of the bread. When you're taking like you cut it open and you're smelling like freshly baked bread, like that's the kind of like maltiness that I'm smelling. Pretty complex. I'm going to start with a 2.5, man, because this is very, very, very good. I'm very excited.
I'm happy you're enjoying it so far, because I was really, I mean, this seems like forever ago. It was probably over a year ago when I had it with you last time. Well, had it virtually with you and you didn't get to taste it. But I was really hoping that one day you would get to try this beer. Maybe we'd get to try it together. This is awesome. We're going to do it, buddy. Cheers. But I had a feeling that you would really enjoy it. Yeah, it's like the 6 different hop varieties in there. You really tell it's very floral. It's very kind of funky in that sense. Like you get so much character that's like dancing around in that glass when it comes to an aroma.
Like the devils.
Yeah, and then there's a light breadiness. Not like, we've said like the burnt edge of bread before. Like it's not that dark at all. It's a very, very light yeast. Exactly like you said, like fresh yeast. 2.5. I agree. I don't know what I'd be looking for a 3. It doesn't come off as a 3 to me. It doesn't come off as like a perfect aroma for what it is.
It's almost like a feeling you have.
Yeah,
like it fit.
I can't verbalize it.
It's just there. It's that
when you've been doing this for as long as we have, it's like you don't have to explain yourself. It's just it's an instinct. It's a feeling.
It is.
Okay, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers. And thank you so much for bringing this beer.
I was Beer Santa.
You really were. Ooh, interesting. Before we continue, I gotta. What? Oh, here you go. What? I was staring at this, like I was just telling you how to correctly pour the beer. There's this little drawing. No, we did it right. It's just like there's this little drawing here in the corner.
Oh, so it's like 45 degrees.
45 degrees at 40 Fahrenheit. Like it's the serving temperature. Apparently, I was just like, what is that?
40 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
What is that in Celsius? Divide by 2 and add 7. Multiply by.
Well, it's like around 6 degrees. I would guess between 5 and 6.
Average that out over a 365 period. I don't know. What is it? Let us know down below. Okay, taste. What do we got?
It's interesting how the taste is actually. I would have expected it to be a little bit more citrusy based on how how prominent it was on the aroma, but it almost transitions more into this very sharp bitterness quite quickly. Yeah. You do have that malt present that still like dances around everything else, but the hops are really taking even more the presence. The yeastiness is still there, almost like almost like a base note that runs through.
Base yeast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to move down slightly bit and say to a 2, my friend. And it's not because I'm not enjoying it, but I think that to me, that bitterness, the way it's presenting itself, it's almost like a little bit too upfront. It's not what I was expecting.
It's true, because the aroma on this makes you think like it's almost going to be like have some like IPA characteristics to it a little bit.
Exactly.
It's so citrusy and so hoppy on the aroma, and there's so much character there. And then when you take a taste, it's actually a little bit muted on the taste, I find, like compared to the aroma at least. I think for a 6.6% beer, it kind of it makes it very drinkable.
It does.
Which is nice, but it sacrifices a little bit of character to do that. But what's there is really nice.
And it's not to say that it's not well done. Like I think everything is in the right place. If I have to really just like split hairs, the way the bitterness is presented and the way like the elements are coming up like are just, and I don't know. I thought the nose was very interesting and intriguing.
It was.
And then I find like the taste, I think probably the way you described it being a little bit more muted is probably like a good way, like that. And the fact that there's this one element that is almost like sticking out and everything else like almost like goes in the background.
I'd agree with the 2. I think that's really fair. Okay, Mouthfeel refresher. We do have enough.
Let's go. Can I do the proper
45 degrees?
Oh, wait, I should do it here so you guys can hear.
45 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
It's a different type of degree. You got to tilt it more or less.
Exactly.
Man, carbonation.
Yeah, it's all about the carbonation.
What can you tell? Like it's
Duvel does that. They nail carbonation.
Carbonation is just like spot on, man. Like I think a 3 is where I'm going to land because there's nothing out of place. And this is a beer that like it's 6.6, so it's not super high, but it's not even low, right?
No,
so the fact that there's no alcohol present whatsoever.
None. It's devilishly dangerous.
Devilishly dangerous. And then there's this dance happening on your tongue. Like it's easily a 3. I don't even have to think about it too much.
Do you remember the story of the how the beer was named? And it was a shoemaker.
Yes. Sorry, I thought like about this one here. No, the Duvel in general.
Duvel, the name, where the name Duvel came from.
The shoemaker's like this. Yeah. It's the devil. It's the devil.
It's devilishly. It's the devil in a glass because it's so dangerous. It's so easily drinkable, and it's so high ABV. While the original Duvel, I mean, it's not 6.66 is no slouch, but
it's still
it
high.
Sneaks up on you.
It will
sneaks up on you. Take your Z-Biotics, everybody.
Hopefully that works. I'm joking. Of course it does.
Z-Biotics will forever live in the lore of the Beer Brackets universe. We actually tried it for the first time. We'll see. We'll report back in the morning.
We'll let you know.
Yes, I will agree with a 3 on this because I was just trying to think, like, the carbonation is fantastic. Wow. It's very sort of light aside from that. There's very little kind of like body to the beer beyond the sort of like burst of like soapy carbonation that you get. That's really nice. It's every sip is with every Duvel beer. Well, the 3 that I've tried, I think they all have similar characteristics on the mouthfeel, which is like every sip is kind of like a pleasure. It's like it's an experience for your mouth. There's so much going on, and they also have this way of being light, even though they're really high ABV. All right, finish. What do you think? We doing another cheers?
Yeah. Cheers. We can take advantage of all the cheers. That's another one. Here you go.
We're going to cheers all night. All right? We're going to take advantage.
All right. Finish. It's got like this very interesting... I think in the finish is where the citrus comes in. After that strong bitterness on the mouth and taste, like you get this nice like lingering citrus, almost orange/lime peel that has been caramelized with a little bit of hints of sweet yeastiness.
Caramelized.
This is caramelized. We talked about this like kernel. It's the same thing. Like
that's true. Right.
I mean, it's pretty delicious. I'm gonna go back to my 2.5 here for the finish, my friend. I think it's I started with that. I think I'm going to go back to that because I think like it deserves it.
There's a really nice evolution on the finish. Right away you get hop and citrus. When you give it a couple of seconds, like I'm just waiting, then I get like some maltiness that comes. It's really kind of incredible how it sort of just sits on your tongue, and after 5, 6, 7 seconds it kind of evolves into something else and you get this other taste. It's really nice. It's again very light. The finish is very subtle. I'm gonna go with a 2. Okay. What'd you give it? A 2.5?
2.5, my friend.
I'm gonna go with a 2. I think it's good, but it's very, very subtle. As an overall beer experience, what do you think?
I think, my friend, I'm gonna stick with the 2.5 because it's
nice,
extremely well done. It has like good characteristics, some elements, like especially on the taste for me. That's where it was lacking a little bit.
Yeah.
But overall, like I think this is a beer that has like extremely drinkable, a lot of character, very unique, and the mouthfeel really to me is what it's bringing it to the next level because that really like just like gives this completely different dimension. So what do you think, my friend?
I'm kind of torn a little bit. This is a bit of an enigma of a beer because there's so many amazing characteristics, and it's kind of unique too. Like everything, the way the aroma goes into the mouthfeel and then that finish that you get, it's kind of like I can't compare this to any other beer that I've had. Even just describing the style, like blonde ale. This isn't like any other blonde ale I've ever had, but I think Duvel beers are very distinctive anyways, right? Like if you taste a Duvel beer, I think I could pinpoint it if I was masked and given a couple of Belgian beers. I think I could pick the Duvel. It's a very distinctive style.
Definitely.
And I think as an overall experience, I'm going to go with a 2. I'm going to go slightly lower than you.
Okay.
Just because even though I had, obviously higher scores for certain categories than a 2, I think at the end of the day, once I'm done with it, I feel like there could have been more there, especially on the taste. Especially on the taste. I feel like there could have been a little bit more character injected into this beer, and it wouldn't have lost anything for having more character. I don't think it gains by
I can see that
having taste stripped out. All right, so final scores for myself, it came out to a 3.83 on 5, which in our rating system is an excellent beer. For Mr. Alessandro is slightly higher, 4.16 on 5, which is still an excellent beer in our beer rating system. But there you go, everybody. Let us know down below if you tried the Duvel 6.66. As I like to call, what do you think? Have you done a naked dance in a circle in your backyard prior to or post?
Or post.
Or post drinking a Duvel 666. Let us know.
Also just the regular Duvel.
Or just
more likely.
Or just in general with no Duvels involved. Let us know down below. And whatever you do, click that little beer bell. There, yeah, he's got the bell. He's got the bell. It lets you know when we're in the pub. And you can join us for a beer. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. And no matter what, don't forget to close your beer brackets.
Never forget.
Cheers.